Well, this is it. We're having a podcast right now. This is Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, Squeegee Life. We can't fucking decide on it because we're a bunch of momos here. So, that being said, we're here with Seth Byers. He's a residential window cleaner, or just a window cleaner. I don't know why we got to put labels on shit. The guy cleans glass and it doesn't have spots on it. And he's pretty good at it. He's like an internet ghost. He's on Facebook. He's watching you, but he ain't saying shit. So this is like coming out of left field. So, and of course we're here with Mark Tanner. Everybody knows Mark Tanner. Mark Tanner used to be on the internets, but he posted the new Boab picture on a window cleaner. It got fucking the ban hammer. How long did you get banned for? How
3
long?
days.
3 days.
3 days.
He took a
3 days.
picture
Well,
of a penis and then stuck window cleaning tools in it and posted, what is it, the boner on a belt?
Boner on a belt. This is like, you know what? I got thrown out at Thanksgiving because I posted a picture of a turkey with a guy's nuts hanging out, like by the under the chin.
Yeah, I remember.
It was a picture like from a coloring book, and someone cut it out and put their nuts in it. And so this is like probably my third time being thrown off, but hey, it is what it is.
But it's always for something funny. It's never like something terrible. Like I support ISIS or no shit like that, or I just burn a cross or fucking some crazy shit.
Here's the thing. That picture that I made went up, and like how you click post and put a description. Yeah. I think before that shit even hit anything,
it was banned instantly. Yeah, it was before it even hit the group, or we were even allowed to flag it as a group. It would told you no immediately. So it's seen a wiener. It's seen a wiener.
All of a sudden it said sign back into Facebook, and I'm like, well, shit, I've never signed out. I don't even know the password at this point. I know. And then it's like, you're out of here.
Well, I know for a fact that I've taken a dildo and stretched it out and then photoshopped it into Luke the window cleaner's hands with a pole. When he's got his pole on the storefront.
I think I did that too, yeah.
I know. Did you see it? And that didn't get banned. It was a giant shaft, too. It was huge.
Well, you know what it is? I think, because my buddy told me, because he gets banned on certain words also throw up red flags, like that post said boner. So I'm sure anything along those lines immediately sends up a red flag. And dude, before someone
funny?
You get flagged for anything now.
Yeah.
Can't do shit.
You're right. Well, so Seth, since nobody really knows you very much, I mean, you could be from wherever you want. You don't have to tell us where you're from if you're, if you're.
Oh no, that's fine, man.
But I know you're a pretty private dude. I mean, you're on the internet. You talk to me through private message. I don't think I've ever seen you comment on anything ever.
Yeah. I mean, I comment once in a while, but yeah, I try to,
keep it simple. Keep it simple. So how long have you been cleaning windows, dude?
Since 2002.
Okay. And what is your primary focus? I mean, what do you focus on the most?
So where I'm at, I'm in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So I'm kind of in between Boston and Cape Cod. So around here, it's pretty much residential. We get a lot of HOAs, apartment complexes, condos, stuff like that. That's pretty much
So are you primarily a window cleaner, or do you offer other services as well?
I would say like 70% is window cleaning, and the other 30% is like power washing.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I want to know, in that area, that's in my opinion, an older part of the country. I mean, that's where they fucking landed at right there. You know what I mean? They landed at around in that East Coast area. So
yes.
What kind of windows do you primarily, I just belched, what kind of windows do you primarily see up there? You guys got a lot of Frenchies and shit like that up there?
Yeah, you run into a lot of French windows, old storms. Where we're at right now, there's a lot of new development in this area.
Okay.
So, we get a lot of new construction stuff, too.
Okay.
It's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, I just bid on, this older lady called me today. And I give a senior citizens discount and stuff like that. So I even knocked, and it was, dude, it was this old-ass two-story house with these giant leaded glass windows that weigh 400 pounds. You gotta hold them up with dowel rods on either end. I almost lost a finger doing a storm window job because a big window fell on my hand. But all these storm windows, dude, they are the funkiest windows in the entire universe. They're gray. None of them are see-through. You know what I mean? It's a nightmare.
They're awful.
I got a question for others out like me. Mm-hmm. We ain't got nothing like storm windows here in Florida. We have impact, but there's no. I don't understand. Is it like a two-part window with the front and the back that opens up? I see people saying how much.
All right, all right. You got a regular double hung window, and then there's another double hung window over top of it made out of aluminum, and it's just one piece of glass, tempered glass in a frame with locks, and you just grab them, slide them, and then pull them in. You know what I mean? They go up and down. I guess it's like a wind barrier. It's like extra for old-ass windows. So you got to take them bitches apart to be able to do all four sides. You know what I'm saying? You got to break each window down.
So the windows are doubled? There's like two panels in front of each other?
There's the interior panel of glass on the double hung, and then the storm window is about that far apart.
Okay.
I
see what you're saying. So each window contains four sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. So I'm going to make a comment. Y'all need to get with the program because in Florida here, right, we got what's called impact glass that you could take a fucking baseball bat to and you ain't getting through it. It'll take impact at 150 mile an hour, and it's one piece of glass.
Yeah, but it's super expensive, and we don't get fucking hurricanes here, dude. You know what I mean? The Northeasterners, we deal with cold and wind and rain. That's what we fuck with. And snow. That's us. You guys are down there. You get it rains for like 5 minutes. It's sunny, and you guys fucking complain about it.
Yeah, you're right. But Seth, I was on Martha's Vineyard. I had actually just got home this time last year doing a scratch removal job out there. Now, that house that I worked on didn't have those type of windows. They were all brand new, the bottom slides up type of window. And they were cut ups or, French windows. And they were wavy glass, we call it hack glass because it waves go by. Yeah, it looked like it's old glass, but it wasn't old glass. But y'all got some beautiful architecture out there. I took some pictures. I guess they call them, I don't know, Keebler homes or something. I don't know. They look like I could tell you this, the craftsmanship that y'all got there, as far as carpenters and trim work, we ain't got nothing on y'all here. A 90 degree here is like 87.
I've got a really close friend that I grew up with. We work in construction together. My first construction job, carpenter job, was with him. We both signed up for it, and he moved down to Alabama after, I think it was the hurricane before the New Orleans one, when everything got jacked up in Mississippi area type place, around in there. And he's he brought northern construction to the south, and the dude's killing it, man. He's always building something, man. So it's different up here. You know what I mean? People do things differently up here. But you guys got to build homes that withstand storm surge and fucking hurricane winds for 2 or 3 days in a row.
Yeah. Well, it's like our building codes down here are very, very strict. Everything is what they call Dade County code, which is now up to like 180 mile an hour winds.
Wow.
But I can tell you this shop that I'm sitting in, been through 4 hurricanes, and it's held up better than my house.
Dude, it's everything. It's fucking everything is different everywhere. So, Seth, what do you? What's your go-to way to clean windows? Are you a water-fed pole guy? Are you a ladder guy only? Are you like, fuck the world, I'm squeegee for life? I mean,
it's pretty much, man. I mean,
whatever works.
I learned from like an old ass dude when I was like 17. He was like 65 when I worked with him, and he showed me his way of doing it, and it's kind of stuck. I got a water-fed pole last year. It's just hard convincing the guys to use it.
Right.
It's like, why am I going to bust this out, set this up when I can set a ladder up and just go? So
right, yeah.
It's tough to get them to use it unless
Yeah.
it's really high or like covered in salt.
Right.
So, but I mean, I can do any which way. I just prefer to do, nose to glass.
Yeah, I'm a nose to glass guy. I prefer it as well. And we all know who Mark is. I mean, we're not breaking any stories here about Mark Tanner. That's Captain on the glass right there. I mean, I use the water fed pole on jobs that I maintain on a regular basis that are large jobs, and I use the water fed pole. Let me say it this way, so nobody gets it twisted. I use the water fed pole where it fucking works. So if that makes sense to you, then great. If it doesn't, then that's also
TJ,
good.
that is what makes you a professional, because as a professional, I decide if I bid a job, I don't care if it's water fed pole, if it's traditional, unless it's a construction cleaning, obviously, that's a whole nother ballgame. But my point is this, that I bid the job to make money. I don't bid it on my process, meaning since I'm the professional, at the end of the day, you're going to have clean windows, and the price is going to be
what it is
based on how long we're doing it, how long it's going to take. And my only poo-poo is with the water fed pole is that when guys don't know when or when not to use it, I mean, it can be a nightmare or it can be a blessing.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be good for a guy if one of your competitors is using it and don't know what the fuck he's doing, and then you know what I mean. Yeah. That's good too, but I mean, I did a video the other day on YouTube. I don't know if either one of you saw it. Most likely not, because you guys don't
at McDonald's. I think it was Applebee's or McDonald's.
Applebee's, where I did that window with that bronze brush. I mean, it wasn't absolutely perfect, but man, it was pretty damn close. And I ran over that with a washer and then a squeegee, and you could feel the drag on the window afterwards. You know what I mean? I scrubbed the shit out of it with my washer, and then did the regular deal. I mean, I could have probably ran a blade across it and fucking scratched the shit out of it or something, but that fucking, it worked, man. I mean, like I said, it wasn't absolutely perfect, but damn, it was pretty damn close for just a water fed pole and a piece of bronze wool. It's not a bad brush, man. Huh?
Get the job done and get paid.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Get that money. And as long as the windows are clean and the customer's happy, I don't give a shit what it is I'm doing. Whatever makes me the money the fastest is what I'm going to use. Yeah. Sometimes a water-fed pole is not the fastest. Sometimes you got to set your fucking ladder up, put your gunslinger on, your samurai, whatever the fuck you're using, and go up there and clean the glass, right? Am I right? That's how you got to do it.
I agree.
So I got a question for you, Seth. How many guys do you have out in the field?
So I'm full-time in the field. I got 3 full-time guys and 1 seasonal guy right now. I'm trying to get him to not be seasonal, but he really likes to work those like 3 days a week. So that's a
So a follow-up on that would be, because again, this is you mentioned earlier, TJ, well, it's residential, it's commercial, but, my opinion is that residential is as different from commercial as high rises from any of the other ones. They're all basically cleaning windows, but, there's a lot of different factors in all 3 different. So my question to you, and it's always prompt my curiosity, is you're putting people in someone's house. Okay, so how are you making sure that those are the right people to put in someone's house without your supervision?
Yeah, so that's tough. I've been very fortunate. I've worked in the industry a long time, strictly doing residential, and every guy who's worked for me, I've worked with before somewhere else, and they were unhappy where they were at. Once my best friend, I'm in his wedding next year. So for me, the quality control is kind of easy because I trust all these guys. But that is a concern. I hired a guy last year, stole some shit out of the house. that's a weird conversation to have with a customer. But you got to find the right type of dude to do this kind of work.
See, I don't know if I may have told this story on the podcast before, but I do houses on an island in the lake area here, Put-in Bay. I do some houses over there. And there's this giant home on a cliff out there, beautiful estate. We do the house. The kid goes in, does the work with me, does a great job. Keeps up. Everything's cool. We leave. Check comes in the mail, and then, right after the check comes in the mail, literally like a couple hours after I check the mailbox, I get a phone call from this lady, and she's like, "I just want to let you guys know that the house looks beautiful. You did a great job." She goes, "But if the next time you do the house, can you make sure whoever uses the toilet flushes it afterwards?" I guess this kid dropped a fucking log in this toilet. Listen, guys, it was so bad. Listen, it was so bad. She sent me a picture on her camera phone. She's like, "I have to show you." I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "I'm going to send you a picture. I have to show you."
He left a bowl. We call that a bowl winder.
Yeah. No, dude, it was a big old long shit. You know what I mean? Just whoop. Like one continuous Tootsie Roll. It was fucking unbelievable.
I'll tell you a story.
You can see where he pinched it off.
Yeah, it was unfucking believable. And the funny thing about this is this was before I knew any better about, some of my friends and people that I know. It's like, you never know, man. That's the moral of the story. You never know. Like, people could steal shit out of the house. Anything. Lay logs in the toilet. Dude, Mark, it's sketchy. And I'll tell you what, right now, that's probably why the residential work that I do, I normally get homes, and I have them for a long, long time. They're repeat customers, you know what I mean? We get them 2 or 3 times a season. So it's hard getting new residential work because people are so, and you can't, it's hard to hire guys too, you know what I mean? I've got dudes that I trust, that I use seasonal, part-time, you know what I mean? And I can trust them, you know what I mean? That's why it's hard for me to bring somebody in off the street, and I just can't, oh man. I can't imagine having to be like, well, hey, I'm sorry that, Joe Blow over here, Mr. Niedermeyer, stole your Nussbaum. Yeah. Mr. Nussbaum stole your fucking Rolex out of your treasure drawers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story though. Back when I was coming up in this, and worked with my dad, and I would do a lot of smaller residential just to pay my rent. Quite honestly, and I got a phone call from a lady. There's a fairly large residential company down in Coral Springs where I was living, and she called me up and she said, "I'd like to get the house done once a month, in and out." And I'm on the phone, and I go, let me drive by. I'll give you a price. She wasn't home, and I think it was like $100 a cleaning. It was a walk around house that you didn't even need to take the bucket out of the truck type thing, And back then I didn't have a gunslinger, and so I call her back and I say, you're looking at like $100 if you do it every month, and it was like a 40-minute job. And she goes, "Okay, the key will be under the front mat and the check will be on the table for you. And who do you want me to make it out to?" And I'm just like, this lady's going to allow me to go in her house. She never met me. She didn't even meet me for the estimate. She wasn't home. And I had that job for like 6 years. Every single month. I finally met her one time. She used to leave a note. There was always something extra. "Hey, could you dust that ceiling fan? I gave you extra $25. One time her car was parked there. She must have left with someone else. And she's like, "I gave you $15. Can you clean the front and back windows on the Honda?" I'm like, "All right, whatever." Right. And one day when I finally met her, I said, "I appreciate your business. I appreciate what you do for me. It really helps me out. And I got to ask, are you used to putting the key under the mat?" And she says, "Well, I had East Coast here and for years." And she said, "I did the same thing and never had a problem. And you came highly referred, and I figured I could trust you." And I said, "Well, I really appreciate it." And I said, "Well, why did you let East Coast go?" She goes, "I came home one day and they were sitting on my couch watching TV and eating chips out of my closet.
Hell no, man. Come on, dude. The refrigerator and cabinets are off limits, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
unless given express permission. Hey, if you want help yourself to a bottle of water or something like that, they're on there watching ESPN, eating chips and shit.
Yeah, and it goes. So I don't know what they got for the job, but it was probably similar to my pay rate, you know. But I'm like, and you got to get a fucking free lunch out of this, you say?
That's crazy, dude.
That's
crazy.
But,
so, hey, man, Seth, I got a question for you, and it's not one I didn't ask other guests before, but I'm going to start to ask guests. What kind of, what's your go-to window cleaning tools? What do you carry on your side?
I carry 14-inch Unger brass handle, Ettore clip handles, and that's pretty much it. That's what I use.
Right.
Yeah, 12 and a 14. Then I got a bunch of channels I cut to size for the Frenches, and that's pretty much all. Yeah, it started with it, and that's what I use.
What kind of rubber do you use?
I've used.
Don't say Magnums either, bro.
I've used Black Diamonds. I like their stuff. I use. Man, I'm like, Ettore. I'm kind of an Ettore guy, you know? I mean, they hold up really well.
Right.
And just, I don't know, for residential, I really like them.
Tim is a huge Ettore guy as far as residential work goes. He's Mr. Captain Residential, too, so that's why I was hoping Tim would be on tonight, but, man, he's out there, him and his son are, like, doing the work of 10 men, apparently, so I know he's up doing it all day, into the late. I just, man, not to be like, man, I'm seeing pretty, because, I mean, I could be making a lot more money, but I'm at the point where I'm just like, man, I'm not going to kill myself anymore. I, like, work myself into 3 kidney stones and just pushing way too hard and just,
your sanity's worth more. You know?
Yeah, I had to take a step back. You know what I mean? And I said picky before, and Mark corrected me on work. He says, I'm just being a little more selective. So I guess that's the better word. It's just, man, sometimes you just gotta say what you gotta know when to tap. You know what I mean?
Look, I'll go back to that, and when you have to be aggressive and build your business, you do the thing. You're doing what he did, and he'll make that decision when it's enough. For me, as I said, I was working 6 days a week, pretty much all month long, and watching my kids or not watching my kids grow up. And at that point, I said, I don't want to miss this. And right. Is it really gonna put you to another tax bracket to do one more job a week or one? I
can tell you right now, man. I can tell you right now, I've got with my 2 older daughters, I've got a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old already. Like it happened. Like it feels like it happened overnight, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that for sure. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying I don't. I mean, I run hard. I mean, there's a certain part in the day I'm just like, you know what? This is a good time. I don't need to do the next 2. That shit can wait. I book my shit. If people don't like my schedule, then they don't like my schedule. You know what I mean? I do my commercial accounts in the morning. I do my residential around noon. If I can fit 2, 3 in, I'll do it. If I can't, I can't. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not gonna kill myself to get some windows done. I'm not doing it no more. I'm just not doing it. I go 6 days a week. Fuck. But I just, hey, Saturday, that shit's like 2-3 hours. I'm done. I'm tapping. I'm going to see Infinity War with my son tomorrow.
So let me ask you, whatever. What do you do in residential when you get 5 days of rain? Or are your guys hourly, or are they salary? Paid by the salary?
Yeah.
So all my guys are salary. I pay everyone's salary. We get fortunate. We get a lot of rain here, but people are understanding. If it's downpours, I won't do it. But what we basically tell them, like, if you see a mark or something from the rain and you're unhappy with something, we'll come back and fix it. Right. So, I mean, we've only had, I think, 1 rain day this whole year, like where we just work. Yeah, it's just.
I've had 2 this week, so. People around here are super finicky, man, but I do the same thing. I'm like, if you see something you don't like, or if, like if I'm getting ready to leave a job, I've done a job, completed it, had the check, was walking down the driveway and looked out and there's storm clouds, you know what I mean? It just, it's weird around here. So,
yeah.
But I always tell them, man, if there's something you don't like, you want me to fix, just give me a call. I'll come back and touch it up. I've got no problem coming back and touching something up. But I always, I'll do that, but to only to a certain extent. You're trying to get your whole house rewashed, shit ain't happening. Let's just spot on this window, this window, this window. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's always going to be people that take advantage of certain things,
right.
But So
if you clean them windows good the first time and get them nice and high shine, there ain't no water spot. They're good for a couple weeks, man, at least. So whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. On residential, do you have a initial cleaning price versus a maintenance price? Because let's be real here. Someone that's getting their windows cleaned for the first time, even if possibly they had another service, you're going to be scraping paint and shit because there's no way around that.
Yeah. Basically, so I own the business with my brother, and he's pretty much strictly sales. He can clean windows, okay, but he sells. So he knows what needs to be done. He shows up. He looks at every brand new job that we have. That's just, he goes out. If it's got screen burn, does it? Where the painter's a bunch of hacks. Like, what's going on at this house? But around here they only get cleaned once a year. So sometimes it's pretty much the same thing every time.
Yeah.
The initial clean's kind of the same thing as if you get it done once a year.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. If you do it once a year, if you do it. Like, I give people breaks if they do it. Like, if they say, hey, I'm going to do this like 4 times this year. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll give them a break if they're doing it 4 times. A lot of these houses I do are right on the lake. So if we get a storm, it's blowing the lake on the house. You guys probably deal with that with the sea, the ocean.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you got to have your shit done more than once anyways. Or at least around here, these people aren't afraid to spend money, but they only spend it for like 3-4 months tops, and then they're gone. They leave, and then there's nothing. Then there's nothing.
But you can't look, TJ. You can't entice them into year-round maintenance because, like, here's an example.
Because they ain't up here. They don't give a shit. They're not. They're down in Columbus. They're down in Florida. They're not. They don't care about the lake house. They'll fix that when they get there.
Yeah, the first one residential I've had for very close to 15 years, a company that I do work for installed all new impact windows. I sent you a picture, TJ.
Yeah.
It was my first, the one that, it looks like a car showroom because it's seamless glass. There's no frames. And so I did the initial cleaning on that job simply because I know the installers. And so I met the lady that owns the house, and she says, basically, they changed the windows out to impact, and we have what's called turtle glass, which almost has a green tinge to it, and that reflects light differently. So, because we got a lot of nesting turtles.
Now, does that impact glass or the turtle glass, does that require any special care or not to dos when you're cleaning it?
No,
just like everything else.
With it, I've taken scratches out of it.
Okay.
So
I guess I was just wondering maybe if there was because I'm sure there's some kind of mix of polymers to make that glass resistant to.
Well, generally, impact glass is going to be it's 2 pieces of glass with a laminate in between them.
Okay.
Like a car windshield.
Okay.
Okay. And sometimes you can get impact thermopane, which is two pieces of glass, and then your argon barrier, and then your other 2 pieces of glass. Okay, and they're sandwiched together, and it's basically a thicker assembly.
Okay.
Obviously, the thermopane's gonna keep the heat out. But so long story short, I go in there to do the initial cleaning on this house, and that's why I was there. And the homeowner, she says to me, you did such a beautiful job. I'm kind of thinking we're going to use you. And I said, well, I'm a commercial company, and I only do residential here and there. I said, I'm going to be honest with you. The only way I'm going to do this is if you do it very frequently. And she says, well, how frequent is frequent to you? I said, I don't know, 4 times a year. She goes, 4 times a year. She goes, I want you here every week. And I said, I love you. You know, and basically, and they're there for like 8 months out of the year, but maybe because we're in a salty environment, dude, if you don't clean it, it goes to shit real quick.
So
you know,
is that something that you deal with too, Seth? Is salt? Do you deal with salt as well? I thought I heard you say.
Yeah. We're pretty much every town that we service is right on the water. So I mean, they get crushed on a regular basis. So I basically have all of who's down in Mark's area comes back for the summer up here, and everyone's collected their glass all winter, and it's all fucked up and just dirty. So yeah, I run into it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
shoot. Man.
I've had that particular house. I sent you the picture of, TJ. We've actually had to go there and plug garden hoses in, and just take our mops, soap and water, and rinse everything down. Because no matter how good you are, you ain't gonna get it clean. And to bust out a DI system or pure water system on a house like that, it's not worth the aggravation when they're giant windows without frames.
Right.
But no matter how good you are, if you don't clean only 2 windows at a time, you're still going to get that salt just absorbs your soap and water and turns it into.
So you guys don't do like a hose down and brush off deal first and then clean them, or?
If it's really bad, I've done that before. I mean, it's got to be neglected for a while here for it to be that bad.
Right.
But I mean, usually the frames are all salty. Everything is rusted out, and none of the windows want to work.
Oh man, dude, that's gotta be some shit. I mean, it's not like fancy Florida and shit with no storm windows and stuff. Mr. Fancy Pants over there. You guys got storm windows? What are those? That's stupid.
Yeah. Y'all walk around with a bunch of gay-ass easels like you're a fucking art teacher, and you pull this shit apart and put it up there and set it up on the fucking back porch with a piece of gutter to catch all your shit next to your screen washer. Fuck you.
Fucking storm easels, man.
Yeah.
This shit is whack.
Shit is whack.
Yeah, do you put on one of those?
And clean the window, man. Fucking move on with your life.
Move on with your life. What, you don't want to set stuff up, guys? Come on, man. You gotta have a special stand for your fucking screen. Your storm windows. You gotta have a special unit to wash the screens. Because if you have those things, you can charge more money because it looks cool.
Maybe that's why.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. I was toying around with buying a screen washer. I was like, maybe. But every time I go to spend $300 for it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
And that's something you can't use on every job, too.
No.
If you get those thin-ass, metal frame screens, you run that through one time, that thing's gone.
Mark has a dog.
Yeah, he'll just lick the screens clean.
Yeah.
All right, get down, good boy.
He didn't drop no white dog turds in there, did he? No.
No, if they're white, I ain't picking them up. Well, that kind of makes sense if someone's like, oh, I got $20 a window. Well, shit, if you're taking shit apart, you're having to put it somewhere. I mean, the only thing I ever saw like that, I did some work in a condo for a woman that I cleaned her commercial account, and she had these windows that you would lift them all the way up, and then you'd push these buttons, and the thing would literally flip inside out, so you could wash the inside, the outside from the inside. But that was on like a 20-story condo. But I ain't never seen nothing with double pane and all that other shit. And these guys got paint stir sticks and they're wedging shit. No wonder y'all get $20 a window. I've been in the truck by then.
Right? Yeah. No, it's that. There's a lot of that up here, man. There's a lot of that up here. A lot of that. I mean, I do like him. I do get lucky. I do most of the new work I bid now is that you don't see storms but occasionally you're gonna find those storm jobs, and it's just. And when you shoot them a price, I shot this lady a price back to that. She's like, well, I got 3 other guys coming over to give me estimates. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to be honest with you. How much time do you spend upstairs? She's like, I just sleep up there. I was like, well, why don't you just clean the outside of them storm windows, the inside of the, the interior windows, and then if you want me to, I'll give you a price for that and breaking the storms down on the first floor. And she's like, well, I don't need, and I was like, and it doesn't look like you need to have them all done, broke apart anyway. I try to work with people, man. Some guys are like, this is what I'm charging, and that's it. She's going to end up calling me. I know I'm going to get stuck doing that, motherfucker. I know I am. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to end up doing it.
That's your job now, man.
Yeah, it's definitely my job, because I'm way too nice. And old ladies, I'm a sucker for an old lady. Old ladies, I can't do it. You know what I mean? She's there all by herself. She's got her birds in her bird cage. And I'm like, man, I'm going to have to clean this damn lady's windows. You know what I mean? I'll do it for a meatball. You know what I mean? I'll do it for some meatballs.
So that goes back to this. You get to a job and right off the bat, there's several variables that, just like you said, you don't really want that job.
Yeah.
So then you say, I'm going to price it high enough where she ain't going to go for it.
Yeah.
So that if I do get the job,
it's worth it.
I'll enjoy doing it for that kind of money. And then when you get it, it still sucks.
Yes.
It still sucks.
Yes. There's a one I bid just a couple of weeks ago. The Pellas with the blinds in the middle. You got to fucking pull them all apart, clean both sides, all four sides. And I bid this job, and I honestly, dude, I threw this number. As soon as she told me, I drove around the parking lot, and I seen him. I'm like, fuck that. I ain't doing it. So I shot her a price. I shit you not even 5 seconds later, she's like, all right, when do you want to do it? I'm like, son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Yep. I did it, but man, it was a nightmare, dude. I mean, I got it done. Got paid on it, too. 3 hours. Yeah. So that wasn't too bad. And trust me, I got way more than my hourly rate for that. Because, man, there's such a hassle to get apart if they haven't been taken apart in a long time, especially if you paint the fucking windows. Then they're a nightmare to get out. Because most people will pull that window apart and paint that frame and then stick the window. Because if you don't, the inside of the window will be wood finish and the outside of the window will be painted. So you'll be able to see. So they pull that apart and paint that in there. And that paint's still tacky, and they'll stick the fucking window back on there, and then it's glued on there. You know what I mean? They're like, why can't you get it out? I'm like, I could bust it out of there. You have to get a new one of these, but...
Yeah, you're having a mild heart attack.
You're
there with a 5-in-1.
Listen, I got a quarterly job, right, that I do. The first couple times I did it, they were like, everything looks great, but the only thing is these windows, they get brighter, but they never seem to look like they're their best. And I'm like, well, and they're all those Pella windows with the mini blind in the center with the little tiny hooks. You got to undo each little deal and then pull the shade out. Dude, it's a factory, and this building is like literally a city block of these fucking Pella windows and I was just like, I shot them a price, and they were like, well, let's give it a shot. What we'll do is we'll do it a section at a time. I'm like, all right, cool. I was gonna make a pretty penny on this, dude. We couldn't get them open. I think I got out of all those windows, I think we did it for two weekends, and I think we got 6 windows apart. That's how, there was we just couldn't get them apart. We got one, we forced one, broke it, forced a second one, and broke it. I was like, I'm not, I've right there, bam. You know what I mean? I still made some money, but I still had to buy them shits.
Let me ask you guys a question. This is for both of you. So you show up to Mrs. Nussbaum's house.
Yeah.
And you priced it out.
That bitch.
Do you or your employees, let's say there's a coffee table full of pictures in the way, do y'all move that, or do you have the homeowner move that?
I do not wait for no man to move nothing. I move that shits.
Yep.
If it's in the way, and if it's in the way, it's going to cause a problem, I move it. You know what I mean? I just move it.
We got this one job. It's a big sun porch, and this lady's a big gardener, and there's got to be 75 cactuses in this one room. I swear. The first year we did it, we're moving all of it, trying to get it all out of the way, and one of them goes to fall, and the idiot I'm working with tries to catch the cactus as it's going down. And we spent about 45 minutes picking, those prickers out of his hand. It's, you walk in sometimes and you just have no idea what you're going to run into, mild hoarders half the time.
Yeah.
So you obviously charge a little more if you're charging by your time or access to the windows. I'll tell you what my company's policy is, because I learned early on. I'll back it up and tell you a story. We were doing the interior of an office building, and one of my employees washed the window, and he moved a leather satchel off the windowsill, because people in offices put their shit on the windowsills, okay? And he moved it out of the way, and he washed the window, and he towel wiped the sill, and then he put the satchel back on. And the next day I got a phone call. I had to go back up there. Well, this was like some fucking attorney with a $700 leather bag, and it had a watermark on the bottom, and it was $200 to professionally clean this satchel. And this was a big office building. Look, you can't fight City Hall, dude.
Right. So
we ended up paying for it. And at that point, we made our policy, and it's stated in every contract. And when we do interior of office buildings, they have to send out, whether it's email, they'll post it in the elevator, and it'll say, it'll say something along the lines of May, 17th, sky's the limit, window cleaning will be washing the interior windows.
Right.
They do not reach over desks. They do not take stickums off the windows, Post-its. Right. They do not touch plants. They do not touch anything. So if you want your windows cleaned, you will have to move that. You will be given ample notice when they're coming, and they try to keep a tight schedule. Because, like, if we go to a 15-story building, I'll divide it up into how many days it's going to take.
Right.
Okay. And you end up only doing about 60% of the inside, because they're either blocked up with the desk, or you walk in and freaking Mr. Nussbaum's on the phone, and he's like, I'm busy.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. I've got that quarterly office job I was just talking about. They put out an email to all staff letting them know, if you want it out of the way, move it. If it's in the way and they can't do it without moving a bunch, it's not happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And most people, most of the folks in this building at this point, I've been doing it a long time. I haven't heard back from them this year. I'm kind of nervous. So I probably won't get it back. I'm nervous I'm not going to get it back this year, but it's a nice quarterly job. Most people move all their stuff now at this point, because they realize, some of these guys are like, man, they wait for me. They're like, why does my office look so bad? I'm like, dude, I am not removing the last 17 years of the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Blues, or whatever I don't know, the Maple Leafs, I don't know. One of the hockey teams. This dude's whole office window, these are floor to ceiling windows, but in between the offices, instead of walls, they're windows. You know what I mean? So
Fishbowl.
Yeah, like it just glass cubicles is what they are. And I mean I'm not taking that shit off of there, bro.
No.
Right? And putting it back on every single time. I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing it, dude. And then if I take them off and leave them on your desk, you're going to cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to know something, actually. It's been brought up a couple of times now, and Seth hasn't answered. How do you price things when you do residential work? Do you know, or should I ask your brother?
No. It's if it's a double hung casement, those are all, basically, if it's a straightforward house, I just do a window count, basically. Okay. So, kind of a slather is a window, 1/1 is a window, all kind of adds up that way. And then, when you run into storms like 12 overs with storms or screw off bays, something like that, we price those accordingly. So we do a window count on every job.
Okay.
When we
you're not an hourly big guy. You're a per window big guy, and Tim is the same way. He's also a window count guy.
Yeah. I think it works for me, at least.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, hey man, I only do it the way I was taught to do it. So I'm not saying my way's the right way at all. So I mean, I think me and Tim have compared notes, and we're pretty close on price as far, you know what I mean, for what he's getting and what I'm doing. At time spent, it pretty much it averages out almost the same. So,
look, Chris Ritchie called me the other day. He has a habit. He likes to call me, and he'll go bid a house and puts it on speakerphone, and I'm in his pocket, and I'm just listening. I like to listen to his sales pitch. He's a good. I'm going to try to get him on the podcast.
Okay.
And he's been around since '86. Washing, his company has been around since '86, and So I'll listen to what he says, and then he'll send me a picture of the house, and he'll go, there's 30 of this and 20 of that and 10 of this. And I go, and he's like, and the house is 3,500 square foot. And he says, what would you price it at? And I say, first of all, the 3,500 square foot and how many windows it is means absolutely nothing to me the way I do it.
Right.
Okay. I look at it like this. Okay. I look at this house, send me the pictures of it. I can do that in an hour. Okay. That's $125 where I come from for the outside.
Right.
And if the inside's another hour, there's another $125. Then put a little cushion in there because nothing ever goes the way you want it to. Uh-huh. So he says, what would you charge for the house? I said, where I come from, that's $175 for that. And he goes, I was going to bid it at 150. I go 155, 50. Well, why would you do that? I go, then it makes it into a science. You understand what I'm saying? They think you really thought about what you needed. Bump it up to and you got yourself the process. It's true. Yeah. It's true. But see, I always look at it like this. If I'm half as fast as you as washing windows, then when we're charging a flat amount for that window, you're going to produce twice as much money as me. So I just look at it and say, how long is it going to take? I want to get, $75 an hour, whatever it is, and then cut it up that way. But, window cleaning is such a fragmented industry. And here's one thing that's always funny. Someone will put up a picture. It's usually, and no offense, Seth, the residential guy gets an opportunity at an office building. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like here's another example. A local guy here, he's a nice kid. He's young. He's setting the world on fire. I mean, he is so huge now that I can't turn around and not see him, at least in his mind anyway. You know?
Yeah.
He wants to paint the truck a different color every day so it looks like he's got 12 of them.
Right.
And he says to me, hey, man, I got opportunity at this. If I drop the bomb, well, I don't know if he's watching Kravis Center. Okay. And it's a big place where they have symphonies and shit like that. And it's a big curtain wall glass front, and it's got a track system where you can hook onto it and pull your stuff along. It's a brilliant job. And he says to me, I got a job opportunity, but I'm going to need you guys' help and with your equipment. And I said, I'm in. I said, why don't you let me go with you? And he goes, oh, no, that's trade secret. And I go, this means we're not getting the job because you're a residential guy that can get $500 for a house. Mm-hmm. And if that was a commercial entity, you'd get $250. Okay. But at $500 for the house, you better be cleaning screens and taking a fucking screwdriver to the grout in the tracks and doing all your fancy shit. Okay. So I go, dude, just give me the opportunity to spend an hour with you, with this guy. We'll walk the property.
And let's get paid.
I said, I know.
And let's get paid.
Yeah. So he goes by himself and he calls me up. He says, I think we got a good shot. I go, well, what did we price it at? Just so I know. He says $18,000. And I go, dude, that job for 3 guys is a maximum of 3 days. I go, you ain't getting 18 grand for that. That's $6,000 a day for 3 guys. That's $2 grand a man. It ain't happening. Right. He goes, oh, this guy was really excited when he talked to me. I go, dude, what you don't know is if you're gonna go towel wipe every sill like you normally do in a house, you're gonna bring a freaking laundry cart full of fucking towels for each frame. Right. I go, it's gotta be boom, 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 done, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, how did you come up with the $18,000 price? And he goes, well, I counted the windows and then the access. I go, dude, honestly, I said, it's a $7,500 job, and we'll bust it out the first time in 3 days, and the second time, I guarantee you we're out of there in 2 to 2.5 maximum. Maximum. I go, and that's a nice payday. You guys got this delusion that because you can get this much for a house means a commercial property is going to pay that. Yeah.
Some of these fellers, some of these dudes are out of control, man. Like you said before.
No, but it goes back to the same thing. If you clean someone's storefront and they say, hey, TJ, I need you to come do my house. And you say, okay. So then they go, well, TJ gets $25 every time he comes here to clean my windows. And I've got 4 windows. And they say, so at the house, you're going to charge me $37. No, it's not going to happen.
No, no, it's different.
Great.
It's a whole different animal.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother animal.
Yeah, it's like gutter cleaning for us. We do a ton of property management companies. If I charge them residential rates, I'm totally fucked. I'm never getting any of those jobs.
Right.
And it's you gotta give the service level that they're expecting. They just want you up there, get the shit out, and move on with your day. You're not in there detailing with a brush, and hang out with customers. Just good job done. I don't want to listen to these people anymore.
I slapped the shit out of this this residential dude. He's pretty much residential shit. I slapped the shit out of him on these. I get everyone we bid against. I get everyone because he's trying to throw that fucking. The suck out the tracks and do the whole fucking thing, and I'm just like, bro, that I want to tell him, look at these property management companies, they just want you to clean the fucking window and move on down the highway, dude. They're not trying to pay the premium max price for your white glove service. They just want the fucking windows cleaned so the residents will shut the fuck up about it. That's all they want. That's all they want. Yeah. Nancy,
tell them what they want to hear.
Nancy Newsbaum in 3A is fucking calling every day about her fucking windows on the third floor. Yeah. Can you clean the bird shit off, please? Yes. Can you make sure you scrape the tracks? No. You just get the bird shit off the window. I don't, every situation for as far as bidding window clean, you gotta look at the situation. It's situational. Everything is situational in window cleaning. If you're gonna try to apply your science to everything that you do, you're gonna fail. You gotta apply other people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like mixed martial arts. You can't just run in there as a boxer, man. You gotta be able to box, kick a leg, and then do some ground and pound. You got to be able to do all of that shit. If you don't know how to do all that shit, you're going to get beat up every time. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? This is a perfect analogy here. You've got to warp your kung fu to the job you're working on. That's the way it works. Goes with water-fed pole, using a squeegee, using a ladder, bidding a job. It's called common sense. And we're cleaning windows, guys. Let's not try to church it up or science it up, or, you ain't got to get out Pythagorean's theorem to fucking figure this shit out. Just charge the people accordingly, peoples. Whatever works, right?
What you're saying, TJ, is you don't have some special soap?
No. I go to the store that's right down the street from me as I'm driving past to the next job and grab soap there. Do you guys put TSP in your water?
No.
Mm. No, man, I seen a guy telling me we use TSP on everything. I'm like, what?
No, let me tell you. I'll tell you, I came up with an old school window cleaner. First of all, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty damn certain that what you're buying now that you're calling TSP or says TSP,
trisodium phosphate,
is not trisodium phosphate. It's not even a generic TSP because TSP pollutes groundwater, okay? So it's an alternative. Now, I came up with an old school guy that he used trisodium phosphate, and if you better be good if you're using that, because anything you leave, any little tracer along the edge of that squeegee, because it has that kitty on it, is going to dry white, and it ain't wiping off very good, okay? It does take handprints off, but see, for me, I'm a soap and ammonia guy. A lot of guys don't like ammonia. I put a splash of, I buy 13% ammonia and just a tiny splash in a 5-gallon bucket, and that shit will melt handprints. And if you put too much, it'll bleed back on the glass if it's humid out from the edges of the frames. At least it will here with our humidity that we have in Florida. But dude, and here's another one I've tried. Look, when I went to the trade show, I got Glass Clean 5 or Glass Clean 3. They gave me all these samples, right? So I'm like, all right, I clean my tools out, I rinse everything out, and I'm like, it says 1 ounce per gallon. I'm like, okay, this is 10 ounces, that's 3 gallons. Let's put half the bottle in. And I put that in there, and I'm trying to do a commercial restaurant, and TJ, you can relate to this, and the fucking handprints just laugh at you. They go,
that shit ain't happening, cuz. You're scrubbing until your fucking elbow hurts on that shit. Trust me. Hey, man, I deal with fucking play areas and dude, I want to, like, if I see, like, I walk into a fast food joint and I see some lady there and she's on her cell phone and her kid's got his cheeseburger smashed up against the window. I'm like, man, I just want to go in there and slap the shit out of that kid. You know what I mean? Like, God, you know what I mean? Because Dude, it's a hard knock life on them fucking restaurant windows with them
I know
handprints,
what
man.
he's talking
Oh
about,
my
dude.
god, dude.
Dude,
Unbelievable.
I had a chicken
I'm
wing
just a
restaurant.
dish soap guy, man. That's just, I'm just a dish soap guy. I do
Yeah.
add ammonia where necessary. You know what I mean? If I gotta use it, like
Yep.
cigarette jobs, where people like to smoke, like my house. No, everybody hates the fact that I smoke cigarettes. Some dude said that I'm disgusting. He's like,
You are.
you're disgusting. You and that dude spitting on camera, and you're smoking. You're
Yeah,
gross.
here we go.
Skull, woohoo!
Listen,
Get off me,
I'll tell
Paul.
you
You're
what.
crushing my smokes.
I used to have a job that was a manufacturing facility that designed some form of equipment, and back in the day, they used to make blueprints there for their equipment. Have you ever know how they make blueprints? Is they have a machine that you literally take a 1 gallon ammonia bottle and you take the cap off, and it has a special cap on it, and it had a hose like rhino tube coming out of the top of the bottle, and the machine would capture or draw in the ammonia fumes, and somehow that's how it would make a blueprint. Now they don't do that anymore because everything is digital, but back in the day, I used to clean this factory, and they'd have like 2 cases or 4 gallons in each case of ammonia sitting there, and it would be like 1/3 gone. And I saw a guy one time coming in to take it out, and I asked, the guy I work for, what is the deal with that? And he explained to me how they make the blueprints. And I said, what is this? What do you do with that ammonia? He says, well, we have to pay to have it hauled off. And I'm like, well, what's the difference between that ammonia after you're done with it and before? He goes, well, it's 26%. You're not going to, he says, if you go to a grocery store, you might get 2% ammonia. Now Ace Hardware does have 11%, okay, which is the closest thing to that stuff. But I said, well, can I grab a gallon of it and see if I can use it to wash windows? He's like, absolutely. It's just ammonia. Well, and it's minus most of the fumes. TJ, I wish I could still get my hands on that stuff. You could put a capful in a 5-gallon bucket, and it would clear your sinuses. You know what I'm saying? Handprints, they would get up and run.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking yeah.
So do you do any commercial work, Seth?
Any of the commercial work I do is pretty much, for some reason I get a shit ton of golf courses. Really? So I do, I have like 10 or 12 of them.
Wow.
And those are, I don't know, it's just, they call us and we go and do them, but that's pretty much my only, I guess that's commercial work. But
wow.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's a residential place with a commercial setting, right?
Yeah,
essentially, it's a country clubs, essentially. Yeah.
So,
I got a couple of those around here. I've done, I get that, just some driving ranges. So you just like resi for life.
That's.
And you guys work? Do you guys work year round on residential?
We are basically, except for this year, we're like March 15th to December 15th every year.
Okay.
And then, the winters here are just fuck that. It's way too cold. Nobody wants it done. It's just,
right.
It's too much.
Right.
Seth, what form of marketing do you use, or is your business strictly word of mouth?
We kind of do a bit of everything. So we do coupons, we do postcards, online we do a little bit, and then we'll go out and hang door hangers once in a while, but it's we've been in business 5 years, so when we first started I really had to like pound the pavement to get work, and so now we're kind of slowing marketing down a little, but we do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's good.
That's all.
Yeah, especially 5 years with, what'd you say, 2 or 3 full timers on a part timer and yourself in 5 years. That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
That's real good,
yeah,
actually.
I'm happy with it. I mean, I worked for a really, really cool guy who really kind of showed me like a lot of the business. I worked for him for 7 years, and he was awesome. He had a son coming up. I kind of knew that he was going to take my spot, but he really gave me like how to market, how, what this costs, make sure you have this overhead. So I give a lot of credit to him. He really kind of set me up for success.
That's cool, man. That's kick
ass. Yeah, that's good. Well, TJ worked for a guy that set him in the right direction too.
Oh yeah.
I had my dad we thought a lot differently. But I worked for a guy. This is funny as shit. This guy that I work for, he's still in business, and we're friendly competitors somewhat. But the fucking guy had been washing windows longer than me, and he couldn't clean a window if you fucking moved his hands for him, you know. And this is the funniest fucking thing. One time we did a lot of vacant shopping centers, you know, for the management company. So when they lease them out, they look clean, you know. And so me and the guy John were headed to this shopping center, and Rick calls us and says, I just dropped his name. Oh, he ain't watching. He says, don't worry about that shopping center on 45th Street. I took care of it. So John's still driving there. I'm riding shotgun, you know, and I'm like, dude, let's fucking go to lunch or something. He said he already did it. And he goes, we're going to go check it. And I go, what? Fuck, who cares? He said he did it. He's like, come on, let's go. This was always going to be fun. Dude, every fucking window we call it the jellyfish drip, because it was like a half moon at the top, straight across the bottom, and then it had the tentacles hanging down. Dude, on 40 fucking windows in a row. Same fucking everything, right?
Wow. So I call them boats. I call them boats.
Yeah.
Boats, yeah.
Oh, my God. When we went back to the shop, I go, hey, we went and checked out the shopping center on 45th Street. We had to redo like half the fucking stores. He goes, what are you talking about? I go, dude, there was the fucking jellyfish drip. And he goes, what the fuck is that? I go, that's that fucking decoration you leave. And he goes, I talked to this guy like anybody would say, how do you have a job? You know?
Yeah.
I go, dude. You know what? He retired from New York and came down here and built a business like every other fucknut that's in my local area. Okay. And I go, John goes, you really had a window cleaning route in New York? And he goes, yeah, I had one of the most successful routes. I go, you had a fucking bread route, dude. You ain't have no fucking window cleaning route. Because I ain't never seen somebody with more shit on a window than you.
Dude, that's so funny, man. He should change his company name to Jellyfish Window Cleaning, and then he could get away with that.
They would know he was there. They would know he was here because he would relocate that fucking drip to the other side of the... Holy fuck. Oh my God.
I don't the dude that I worked for, the guy that owned the company before I bought it, I think I maybe seen him clean glass twice in the 7 years I worked with him. You know what I mean? I worked with his brother primarily, and then we brought a guy in, a high-rise guy in from Cleveland. We did a lot of work for, and that's when my window cleaning, that's when I started learning window cleaning. He's kind of a strange bird, but I've seen him do some crazy shit, like walk out on fucking 60-foot ledges that are fucking 12 inches wide, like walk right out like it ain't fucking, like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Walk out, turn around, be like talking to you and shit. I'm like, bro, you know what I mean? What the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, go out over. We did this huge ass. We got this water park in town. This motherfucker's got 60-foot, 65, 70-foot ceilings in it. And there's that girder, you know, it's beam and girder around the outside. So there's these big girders sticking out in the walls. He walked right out on them fuckers. I was like, I'm maneuvering shit to get the lift in there. And he's up there. I look up and there he is fucking. I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing, bro? He's like, oh, it's all good, man. They're done. I'm like, all right, dude. I mean, but he taught me how to clean glass. So, but I'm just not crazy. I learned what not to do working with him. I almost dropped his name there, but I didn't. So I'm better than Mark today. I was almost said it was. It almost came out, but he was a nut, man. Fucking straight nut.
Well, look, we all have. I mean, well, I shouldn't say we all. I know I have done things that I wouldn't do now, even though not because I'm older, because I'm smarter.
Right.
You know, I when I was working with my dad, we had a chain of banks, and there was a 4-story ledge. It was a ledge about 18 inches maybe, and it was painted and it was slightly sloped, and there was windows all the way around on it. And we didn't have enough ladder to reach up to that 4th story, so we take the section ladders, the piece ladders, and lean them up on the like the drive area, the marquee or whatever it is. And then we'd pull the ladders up, and then it was only 2 stories above that. And I had done it a couple times with them, and you had to crawl the ledge. You can't stand up. I mean, it kills your ankles. It kills your back. And we would start and work our way around, and then work our, crawl all the way back. And it was a couple hours. And this guy, Mike, he came up from the old school block and tackle high rise. I mean, that's how old he was. Wow. And one time I come around the corner at the halfway point, or would be my half, and I don't see him. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? So I continue to cruise along, and we didn't have bucket on a belts back then or anything. You just drag the bucket with you behind you, along the ledge. And I come around the far corner, and dude, he is sitting on his haunches. He's got his feet on the ledge, and his back is up against the window, and he's white as a fucking ghost. And I'm like, dude, are you all right? And he goes, I'm gonna fucking fall. Get away from me. He starts freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, what the fuck do I do now?
That's hilarious.
I wanted to put a ladder right in front of him, but we didn't have enough fucking ladder. So it's the kind of thing where you get close and it's like, get the fuck away from me, Right? So listen, I fucking slowly crawl over to him, like, dude, I said, you need to take a deep breath, and you need to fucking calm down. I said, because the last thing we need is the fire department out here to get our asses on this fucking ledge. And I went all the way back around. I climbed down. I got him, some water, and sat there and talked to him for about a half hour. And I go, look,
what?
I'm gonna come from the other side, and I'm gonna grab my belt, and you'll crawl with me, and I'll take you down. And that actually worked. But I told him, I said, look, if you shit yourself on this fucking ledge, I'm throwing you the fuck off. Because and I gotta say, he never did that. He never did any kind of work like that again. But it was a stupid job, because we have one.
Walk away from me.
Get the fuck! He started freaking, dude. Freaking! I'm gonna throw you off this fucking ledge, asshole.
I'm fucking you want to get down over here? Hey, well, speaking of ladders, what kind of ladders do you use, Seth? What kind of ladders do you use?
I just use Werner extension ladders. We got 24, 32, and we have a 40, but I hate that thing. So I
have one of those too. I used to pride myself in carrying it around on one shoulder. I thought I was a tough guy, I thought I was the shit, and then I hit like 32, 33 years old, and I was like, man, I just don't have anything to prove anymore. I'm good on that ladder, man. Fuck that 40, man. I've been on plenty of those stretched out. I'm good with that, man. I had a 40 all the way extended out on like 2 or 3 occasions every spring and summer and fall. I did this house right on the water, and the only way it had big dormers on the top of the house. I mean, the roof was walkable, but you had to get this ladder up there to get up there, and you had to set it on a fucking boat dock. So you're right, you know what I mean? You're right on the water. I mean, if you were to, it'd be cool if you could just fall backwards and you just go in the water, but,
Yeah, good luck.
Super sketchy. I stopped doing that house. I'm done. They were like, we're getting bids to do this house, and I gave him a bid, and he's like, that's like 3 times what you, I was like, yeah, that's because I'm going to get a really small lift and put it right in your grass here and go up there that way, because I'm not doing that ladder no more. And he's like, well, the other guy's going to use a ladder. I was like, well, the other guy is younger than me, so let him do that. So I'm cool with that, dude.
Yeah, we just got rid of a job like that. We had to watch the tides, because you have to set up in the ocean to clean like 10 windows. And certain times of the day you can't go there. And we had enough of it. It's too sketchy.
So no peace ladders for you then?
No, I've used them, but we just use extension ladders.
Yeah, I don't have a peace ladder. I got a wooden one that I got from that crazy dude, but I don't have they're kind of expensive to put a nice set together.
Let me tell you, it's all we use, and they are expensive, TJ. But when you get used to using them, look, dragging a 20-foot ladder into someone's house is not a brilliant idea.
No.
That's all we use. I have 4 complete sets of 5.5 pieces, and
so
I've had them.
So what you're getting at is you're gonna send one of those to me for half price.
I'll send you everything but the half piece because you can't get them anymore.
No, yeah.
But I can make them in this shop.
Yeah, that's what Todd for the Duke of Danger. He was saying that you can't find half pieces anymore.
They don't make them anymore, right. But I actually made one in my shop here. Put it on a bandsaw and cut it open, and then put the rungs in it. And fucking OSHA, fuck you! I can rivet just like those Chinese, just like those guys that are putting them together.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because
Yeah.
There's, what process is going to be different as long as it's the same process? You know what I mean? Just because it's made somewhere else. Come on.
Yeah, aircraft rivets, it ain't going nowhere. But a lot of guys don't like them. You do got to get used to using them. But when you can put it between two windows and reach both of them, it's sitting on the frame. And
you can do that with a ladder standoff with an extension ladder. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, but you walk around with them freaking gay-ass bullhorns all day.
Well, some of us are fucking men and comfortable with our sexuality, and some aren't.
That's true. I'm not.
No, I'll tell you why. One is I'm actually looking. I'm probably most likely going to buy a set this season because, like you said, I'm a master with the pole on the inside of the house, but I really want to get a set. It just make my life a lot easier if I had even 3 pieces. If I had 3 pieces, that's really all I need because I don't mind my extension ladder. I got a 28 and a 24 and a 40, but I never use the 40 anymore. I don't know, dude. I'm thinking about selling it for scrap. I probably get a lot of money for
it. When you take 3.5 pieces and put them on the ground and nestle them together and reach your arm through and pick them all up, you appreciate them ladders, man.
Yeah. Joshua Schoaf uses sectional piece ladders, you know what I mean? And it was kind of cool to grab it. I grabbed it with just one hand and moved the 3 pieces. It wasn't. I was like, well, shit, this ain't nothing like an extension ladder. So, I get it.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. You ain't gotta brag about shit, dude. Fucking Mark Tanner, Mr. fucking 4x4 truck, fucking Captain Richie pants over there, Richie Rich over here.
Yeah.
He's like, it ain't shit. Just buy some, you bum.
Right.
we don't get to clean glass like you do, Mark. You get to work all year round. It's not fair.
It sounds to me that you're busy taking shit apart to clean it, whereas I'd be fucking lost.
Whatever, bro. You're right, though. We are kind of busy taking shit apart up here. That's kind of, I guess that's just the name of the game. That's what's so weird about window cleaning, man, is it's different everywhere. Even though him and I are both in the Northeast, it doesn't matter. He's doing shit a lot differently than I am. He's dealing with things that are a lot different to me. It's all regional. You know what I mean? Everything is different everywhere. It's the economy, the local economy, everything is different. You know what I mean? A window cleaner in Detroit is a far cry from, you know what I mean? He's probably more focused on commercial work and, the downtown area, where the money's at. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what window cleaning is where no matter where you're at, it's where the money's at in what you're doing. Am I right? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. No, you're correct on that. I mean, I know this in speaking with guys, and I can say that it's probably still this way, but like in New York, it's union. Okay, and there's one company that works this street, and that's it. If you want window cleaning, you use this guy, okay? Mm-hmm. And routes are valuable up there because you don't have to drive anywhere. You park your shit and grab a wagon or something, and you have everything on the street that goes, and that's it. And if they don't pay you, you make a phone call, the trash don't get picked up. They're fucking tight. They're tight up there. But see, those guys come down here, and they think, like, remember I told you a story, the guy says to me, what are you doing working on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard? I'm like, who the fuck is this? Fuck yourself. I'll work wherever I want, but that's the way it is up there. And but the thing is, routes have a lot of value because of that. But, you also could say, well, how far can you actually grow if you only have everything on 5 streets, I mean, you can't just drive anywhere and go pick up work or else they're going to come after you.
So you do all kinds of residential work. Do you wear a bucket on a belt?
Unfortunately, I do right now. I actually just ordered a gunslinger.
Oh, you're getting a gunslinger too, then? Woo!
I keep seeing everyone use them, man. They look awesome. So.
Dude, they're nice. They're nice. They're nice especially for residential work. They're nice. I deal with a lot of fucking large panes of glass with Frenchies over the top, like a lot of that shit. The transoms, the lights, I call them lights, whatever you want to call them, over big windows, the little windows over big windows. Yep. I call them lights, whatever. But it's got two different size panes of glass on it. It's nice to have two washers, or and I ain't got to go to my truck fucking 900 times. You know what I mean? It's nice.
Oh, yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
It reserves more water than you're used to on a regular bucket on a belt. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a little more expensive, but I feel like it's worth it. The one
Look,
but dude, if you can, but like this is my whole thing, and I'm gonna say this before I think Mark's about to say it. It's a fucking $100, guys. Come on, I mean, no, if you can't afford one, what are we talking about? Then everything's like, man, that's so expensive. I mean, if you can't justify it, then why are we speaking about it to begin with? You know what I'm saying?
First of all,
there's levels to this game.
Maybe I'm wrong, okay, but because of the new dog shit picking up business that Josh's in,
yeah.
I was thinking, what other business can you be in business for, other than setting up a corporation and everything, for less than $100? You can get a bucket behind any fucking Walmart laying around, a pickle bucket.
Right.
Okay. You can go spend $8 on a squeegee, $10, $12 on a washer.
Benjamin Hanks. You could do that shit Benjamin Hanks style with your HDX. Yeah, that's your boy. Your boy Ben Hanks, son.
Dude, that guy is a fucking legend.
Yeah, dude. We got to get that dude on the podcast for sure, man. Do you know who Benjamin Hanks is, Seth?
I saw somebody post one of his crazy ass things today on Outline. I thought he was like kidding around.
No, dude. That's
serious,
dude. He built a soft wash machine. He built a soft wash setup with 2 5-gallon buckets screwed to an old lawnmower deck. I mean, he painted it and everything. It looks real cool.
Yeah.
The dude's like, no. I don't need no pressure washer. I could do everything you could do without a pressure washer. The dude is like, whatever everyone else in the window cleaning or pressure washing community is doing, this dude is doing it the complete ass backward way. He's fucking dude. I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's an act or not. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think. I think I've seen enough of the videos to say that it's not an act, and it's probably pretty safe to say that at some point in time of his life, or for a very long time, he's lived under power lines. That motherfucker is amazing.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't even know. Like I don't. A lot of guys shit on him, like really shit on him, and call him this and call. I mean, it's obvious what the dude is, And if people are hiring this guy to do shit, then just let this guy do his thing. I just get a kick out of it. It's hilarious, man. It's fucking funny, dude. And everybody's like, you're a stain on the industry. I mean, dude, who gives a fuck what he is? You know what I mean? Come on.
Windows, dude.
Right. He's out doing his thing. He's making money. He's like, I made $2,000 today. I might even make $4,000. You know what I mean? He's like, Tim was saying in one of his live videos, he was counting windows. He's like, I'm a clean these windows. I'm about to do an estimate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 windows. I'm doing 20 windows. He just goes from 4 to the dude is out of control. I think he's funny. Whatever. I can't.
We got to get him on.
We got to get him on.
As I was saying, other than picking up dog shit, what business could you be in for less than $100? And you're going to complain about one piece of equipment that pretty much everybody's, for the most part, standing behind it. Look, I don't do a lot. I always wore the bucket on a belt on a ladder. I love it on a ladder.
Yes, it's
my guys will wear it on a ladder, in and out of the truck on storefronts. Even though I take my belt off and stuff, I never liked it banging around. It is the perfect height for someone who's short like me, for that motherfucker, and we wear shorts a lot of time of the year, for that fucker to sit there and nail my knee on the side of my leg.
Yeah.
Okay, to where I use it when I have to. But I am going to buy the Gunslinger once it's the pre-orders are over and they start shipping. I'll go, and I want to support Richie. I got a lot of respect for him.
I just got my email today saying, "Dude, you need to order your shit. We're tired of dicking around with you." You know, like, hey, here's a reminder, asshole. Put your order in. So it's gonna be soon. I like the fact that they're not rushing it out. And trying to meet, because I know the new bucket on the Belt Samurai just hit the WCR. They're selling it, and now I seen Jared posted something about he's shipping 3 or 4 boxes of them to Windows 101. So I'm glad that they're kind of, because I feel like the way the Gunslinger is made, because Richie he was sewing these fuckers by hand. I mean, I got 2 hand stitched Gunslingers, like, with his fucking name and magic marker on the back of them. You know what I mean? The first one, some of the first ones. It's to take that process and to try to make a fucking 1,000 of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's I commend Perry for taking this on, because he could take a lot of fucking heat on this, and I like the fact that he has taken some heat. To be honest, they both have. Yeah. I know we have. I'm glad that he's like, you know what, I'm fucking putting these things together the right way and making sure they're bulletproof when you guys get them. I can appreciate that. I know some people are super impatient, but to me, you want it to be what it is. There's a reason why it's the price that it is. There's a reason why it does the things that it does. It's because there was some care put into it. I mean, he fucking made 50 of these things before he got to where he's at right now. Richie kept changing it, changing it. It's nice, man. I'm not... what I'm saying about it ain't bullshit. I use it every single day. My pants are never fucking wet. That's not a... Some people are messy, like Josh. Joshua doesn't care about his leg being wet. He don't give a shit. And he kind of uses it a little differently than everyone else. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you... Like, I keep my... my squeegees here. Josh puts his washer there in the smallest. Yeah. It's designed really I mean, you could put it anywhere, but it's easiest here, the washer. And Josh, I worked with Josh. Josh is like 900 miles an hour, so he sticks his shit in his bucket and just whoosh, you know what I mean? You could put a tarp around his ass. His pants is still gonna get wet. That's how Josh is not. Yeah. He don't give a shit. So, but outside of that, I mean, I have zero issues with my pants getting wet. And for me, working up north, I do a lot of storefront work, and I do my restaurants year round. And when it's cold outside and your fucking pants are wet, that sucks. That's the main reason. Because I used to be a detachable belt loop guy. My bucket go on and off, on and off. That was my thing. You know what I mean? And I was like completely against this. I was like, I don't want a fucking fix. I gotta wear a tool belt. God damn it. But after using it for 2 days, I was like, I'm not wearing that belt loop no more. Because my pants were dry, and I got it in the wintertime. And it was nice not having... And not only that, it's not, like Mark said, it's not banging up again. Apparently, if the plastic bob hits you in the leg and you don't like it, you're a pussy, but whatever. But, eat a dick. Eat a whole entire bag of dicks and dip that shit in dick sauce. That's what I think about that, buddy. A whole bag of dicks. You can gobble on the whole thing. That the fact that it takes large channels with no problems, you know what I mean? Like the new bucket, the other one that's out, they're kind of the uterus. He called it the uterus.
It looked like that drawing when you're in high school. Yeah. And they put it up like, what is that? And it's supposed to be the uterus.
All the insert needs to be is blue, and then it'll look like it. Like just like it's pink on the bottom and the blue insert. It looked just like the health class uterus. But anyways, it's the tools kind of sit a little different. Everything about it is pretty slick. I haven't there's not anything that I've found that I've disliked about it yet, but time will tell with it, because I mean, it is made out of fabric, and and I don't know what else is in there. There's something else going on in there. It's not like I'm gonna tear mine apart or nothing, but there's something else going on in there that makes it a little rigid where it needs to be rigid. But it may or may not stain. It may or may not smell. I don't know. I haven't washed mine on purpose. I've left mine in the back of the truck in the rain. I'm just trying to put it through every scenario I could think of.
I think honestly, the only way you're going to get a smell out of it is if you confine it. Like if I have a toolbox in the back of my truck and all my shit stays in there.
Yeah, me too.
So if it's confined over the weekend and it's just like musty in there, it would get musty probably. But if you leave it, look. It's fabric. It's probably got some kind of vinyl liner, so it's waterproof and whatnot. So I don't think that'll be a problem. And big deal if it starts to stink, you fucking rinse it out. Big deal, But I'm going to get one, and I honestly won't use it every day. But when I want to use it, and if it functions as you guys say it does, I'll be happy with it. What's $100 at the end of the fucking day? And if it shaves a little time off, I don't have to walk back to the bucket or walk back to the truck, and I can carry all my shit with me. Then it's golden,
Right. I do find myself making less trips to the bucket with it. I get to, especially inside of houses, man. When you're inside a house, going up and down the fucking stairs oh man, dude. Because nobody wants you to bring your fucking big ass bucket of water in their house. They want you to leave that shit outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice having that. You just pull your tools up, tip that thing forward, dip your washer on either end of it, fucking put it back together, and fucking you're done. You can keep going for another 20, 30 minutes. Maybe.
So let me ask you a question.
What?
When you put your washer in it, is it sitting in your washing solution or is that a different chamber?
No. Everything, there's no chambers. Where did I put it? It's, here, I'll show you. Maybe can you see?
Yep.
And then that's the reservoir right there. That's where all the water goes. So all your tools and everything's sitting there. The only divider is this divider. There's no divider in the tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, right there is his name, Richie Blue.
Yeah.
Right there. He signed the back of it. I thought that was a nice touch. I was like, man, that's cool. But this is the one without the belt loop. I kind of the extra loop in the front, and I kind of cried a little bit, and he sent me one with the front. I was like, man, that would be sweet if you had this right here. And he's like, boom, here's one with this right here. I'm like, yeah. So, but it's kick ass, man. The divider, when you stick your washer in there, everything's sitting in the end of that reservoir tip. The reservoir tip.
Yeah.
The reservoir tip.
Don't get thrown out now.
You get kicked out. You get kicked out if you post those kind of memes, Mark.
Yeah.
So, guys, we've been going for an hour and 27 minutes. Is there anything you guys else would like to add? How about you, Seth? Because Mark never shuts the fuck up, and neither do I. So, is there anything that you didn't get to say, like that you wanted to say, or?
No, man. I just had a really good time being on with you guys. It was fun to kind of up and.
Well, I didn't realize that I was dealing with a man of your stature. I didn't know where you were from or anything. So so you don't have the accent I was expecting you to have?
No. So my parents are both from up here. But when I was a kid, I grew up in Georgia for probably 5 or 6 years. So I lost it going down there. So.
Oh, okay. You kind of threw me off there. I thought we was going to be talking to Matt Damon or some shit like that.
I also try not. That's
gotta be one of those box suckers over there.
You're not a douchebag. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I try not to sound like a douchebag. So
yeah.
You run into those guys up here, and you talk to New Yorkers, and those guys are the fucking worst.
Oh yeah.
Same thing. It's oh man, it's awful.
All right, so you're talking about the what's his name from that yeah, I know you're
Exactly.
hey that shit's hilarious. I mean, whatever's whatever. I think it's funny. I like it. Most guys that I do talk to from the window cleaning business in that area, not a lot of them do. I guess it's maybe like a subculture of douchebags that do that. Yeah,
it's either overdone. I mean, if you get drunk, sometimes it will kind of come out a little bit, but
right.
it's usually one of those situations.
That's great.
I know that when I was working on Martha's Vineyard, I walked. There's the little hardware store there, and I had to get some stuff from them, and I kind of got to know the guys that work in the hardware store because I've been there several times throughout my trip there. And so when I got to know the guy behind the counter a little bit, I said, I got one question for you. And he says, what is it? And I said, what the fuck is a wicked pisser? Right? And he goes, a what? I go, I heard several times in the gas station up there getting some lunch that something is a wicked pisser. He goes, that means it's real cool. And he says, we say that all over here. And I'm like, a wicked pisser.
You're not a wicked pisser guy, man? What the fuck?
It's old timers. It's a lot of old timers here, and it's foddy fa and stuff like that. You know, like my grandparents.
It's what? What is it?
There's a route up here, Route 44, and when any old guy tries to give you routes here, it's foddy fa, and it's ridiculous. It's just,
that's so good. I about passed out right there.
You're familiar with that, right? The wicked pisser?
Oh, yeah. It's
foddy fa.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, that's how I feel about
foddy
it.
fa. Yeah, hey, man. Hey. Well, I think we covered all the bases tonight, man. We did really good, Mark, man. Mark was like, do you want me to be on too? Look, he's still got paint on his hands from painting the fucking kitchen. His wife said, if you don't fucking paint the kitchen, I'm going to club you over your rock head. And he did it.
This fucking project of painting the inside of my house, you know, I could come back here all day, cut myself, burn myself, fucking weld my asshole shut. I hate fucking painting. I hate anything in the fucking house. Right. But in order for me to get out here, I have to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know how it is. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So, Seth, what do you? Hey, before we get off here, we got a few more minutes. What do you do in your spare time? What do you like to do when you ain't cleaning windows, dude? Do you fish? Are you a fisherman?
No, man. No,
codfish over there.
That's codfish? Do you go codfishing over there?
That's those big codfish over there.
You know what? I've grown up on the water my whole life. I've never fished. Never. I've never even done it once.
Guess what? I don't know why. I live next to a lake. I've been twice. I'm not a fisherman either. I don't even like getting on a fucking boat. I can't. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing, guys?
Never make it sure to do. Dude, let me tell you something. In my truck, behind my seat, I got a new truck, and first thing I'm looking in the back, can I move those headrests? Because that's where the fucking fishing pole goes. Because when I'm working, if I get into a community or something that's gated, those fuckers have the best. We catch largemouth bass down here, and I will fish any chance I get, even if it's only 10 minutes.
Oh, Jesus. What a nerd, man. Beat it, nerd.
What do you do with your spare time, DJ, besides masturbate?
Besides jacking off, I play some video games occasionally.
And I'm a nerd?
If I'm not cleaning windows or messing with the children or cooking, I play a little video games here and there, and I podcast. I do some podcasting every now and then. I talk shit on the internet to piss people off. That's one of my favorite things to do. Dude, this is the thing. People like to poke the bear, but when the bear pokes back, people get all like in their feelings and shit. Why are you so mean? Why do you open your mouth? If you don't want to talk to me and you don't like me or what I do, then keep my name out, you fucking cocksmoker. You know what I mean? Slide the wiener back in there and just keep it quiet, bro. Jesus, bro.
You and I have this in common.
What?
My wife will say to me, you never let anything escalate. When someone does something to you or says something, you don't ramp it up and slowly rag on them. You just fucking immediately choke them out. I get
just blam. I just lay it on the table. The dong's on the table. I'm not waiting around I'm not exchanging pleasantries. If you're a cock, I'm just gonna, dude, you're a fucking asshole. Shut up. You know what I mean? It's that simple, man. And that's the way I would expect people, to some people get to the point where they just interact with me so much, that's what they say. Like, fuck you, dude. I'm like, all right, cool, man. All right. I respect you more for that instead of, let's stop trying to act like we're buddies and we're not buddies. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't like me, I don't like you. Let's stop, whatever. It's cool. I don't have to. There's plenty of dudes in these window cleaning groups that I just do not care for. You know what I mean? I just do not care for. They're just poor sports, not gentlemen. I mean, I know I cuss a lot, and that maybe might rub people the wrong way, but I am a gentleman. You know what I mean? I do know how to, you know what I mean? And I feel like part of being a gentleman is telling people where the fucking bullshit's. Why fuck around with people, man? Be honest.
You wouldn't be where you are if you spoke that way to customers. I mean, everybody's got a filter. You got to know when to turn it on, turn it off.
These guys are probably going to take this episode, record it, and then put it in a Hallmark card and send it to all my customers. That's how much they fucking hate me.
Yeah.
You know? They're going to take this podcast episode and put it on Facebook and talk bad about
TJ,
me.
I know this, and like I've said before, if I'm not having fun doing it, then I ain't fucking doing it. Dude, I can assure you, I'm not, I might be rough around the edges on this, but I'm pretty sure my customers know who I am at this point. You know what I mean? There's no question about it. They might not hear me say all these F-bombs, but they've heard a couple. You know what I mean? Like, what in the fuck is going on with these windows, Pamela, what in the fuck is going on with these windows? I was just here last week. Why are they all fucked up? You know what I mean? You got to build a rapport with people. You know what I mean? And why be disingenuous with people? That doesn't make sense. Yeah. Like the conversation I had the other night with a guy, he was like, I was just saying that because I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. So essentially, you just fucking lied to us to get what you wanted. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why not just be yourself? I would have respected you more if you would have just came right out the box and been like, fuck that dude. I'd have been like, all right, cool, man. That's cool. You don't like him, and I'm cool with that. Why lie about it, you fucking liar? Do you like liars, Seth?
No.
No.
We are all adults here, right? Like we've heard fuck, shit, and piss. Right. Those are all words we've heard before, right? Yeah. So, I mean, half of these guys, man, are... I think you get on the internet and you just turn into this little fucking pansy where, like, you're afraid to say what the fuck you think.
Right.
Just, I don't know, man. Just say it.
Let's get him in trouble. No, you're right, dude.
You're in trouble, but...
Yeah, but, it's the truth, Why tiptoe in the fucking tulips when you can dance? When you can dance, you know what I mean?
TJ,
what?
Am I safe to say this, TJ, that if you're somewhere... and someone basically pitches it over the plate, and this could be funny, you take advantage of that. Oh, yeah,
I'm knocking that shit over the big green monster. You know what I mean? It's gone, dude.
Like 2 weeks ago.
I'm jumping in with both feet.
2 weeks ago, me and one of the guys walks into a Subway, and I see this fucking yutz behind the counter, and he's got those fucking things in his ears. What do you call those things? That make your earlobe fucking huge?
Gauges.
Yes. I'm looking
Seth's at this. Got gauges underneath his...
Yeah. And I'm saying, if you went with me, your ass would be kicked on a daily fucking basis, right?
Yeah.
I can't stop staring at what this fucking idiot has done to himself. So... the guy that's with me, he orders his sandwich, and I walk up, and he's looking at me going, you're going to fucking say something any minute that's going to either embarrass me, yourself, or everybody in here, and I don't give a fuck. So the guy says, I'll have a tuna on whole wheat, and he looks at me, and he says, do you want 6 inches or 12? And I said, better make it 6, because last time I had 12, I couldn't sit down for a week. They asked us to leave the restaurant. We need to leave.
Are you serious? Are you for real? Come on, man. That ain't nice. I just, I had to use the bathroom quite a bit afterwards, man. I don't understand what's the matter.
Yeah, that's what I meant. What are you inferring? You just hanging down?
Dude, it's a kind of it's a different kind of vibe out there nowadays. People are really strange nowadays. You know what I mean? I would see one of them dudes. I always ask him, I would like, do you ever like put anything in there like carrots or hot dogs or like, You know what I mean? I would, if I had big, I would like put shit in there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like hot dogs in there.
I would put my squeegee in there.
Yeah.
I put a squeegee here and a strip washer here.
I've seen them super big where the skin is like, paper thin. I don't understand it. That's different. I mean, to each their own. Like... I'm covered in tattoos, so I mean, it's whatever floats your boats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, but dude, tattoos are cool. That shit is gay. I mean, really,
you can tell Marcus from the '80s. He said gay. Man, that's gay.
Yeah,
that's insensitive.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
We're gonna have to delete this whole episode and start over again. You just ruined it.
Later.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's to me like it's hard to be everything to everyone. You know what I mean? Don't you know what I'm saying? And that just goes back to that's what I'm saying is people are just different nowadays. Everything's so much different now. There's a bunch of fakers on the internet, like Seth was saying, like legends in their own mind,
Well, look, here's
they
the thing,
on the internet and they think they're the best fucking thing since sliced bread.
I think that this has always been this way, but now they have an outlet to voice their feelings.
The guy that's got everything is now on the internet. The guy that's like you tell a story and then he's like, dude, this one time you had sex with one girl, yeah. Well, I had sex with 10. You know what I mean? It's always, you know what I mean? Or you made $100, I made $2,000. It's always one up.
I've been on the window cleaning Facebook page and made an off-color comment and then got from someone, you're disgusting or you need fucking help. I'm like, dude, save the internet therapy for someone else, asshole.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
Yeah. Just because of one comment I've made, or I say this or I say that, like people don't like me because I like to say fuck a lot. I can't help it. They say people that swear a lot are intelligent. I don't think I'm very smart either. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm very smart. And I got a news for you. I'm definitely not the best window cleaner. There's some guys that can do some fucking Ninja Turtle backflips with their squeegee and shit. I can't do that. That makes people money. I mean, you got dudes out there doing fancy shit with their poles and shit. Like, woo! Like, check you out, homie. Shoot, I just do this move and then wipe it off. I'm generic. I'm the Plastomatic shoes from the 80s of window cleaning. I'm like Plastos, you know what I mean? I'm just some Plasto shoes, just regular old motherfucker when I clean windows. Just regular as shit. No flashiness, none of that stuff. I'm not I don't mean to,
I seen the video, dude. You know how to get it done. I seen the video.
Oh, okay. I do okay.
You know how to get it done.
I do okay.
If I seen you cleaning windows, I wouldn't be throwing nothing at you. I'd say, good job, man.
Yeah. You would be like, hey, you're supposed to be picking up dog turds, not cleaning windows. You know what? Yeah. We bust people's balls about picking up dog turds and shit, but man, there's some money in that shit, man. There's a dude here in my town that's got 4 brand new F-150s extended cabs, just dog shit picking up, dude. Just picking up dog shit.
Come on, man.
Dude, listen, I'm telling you, player, picking up dog turds, bro. Just picking up turds, player. I'm like, man, how'd you get all them trucks? He's like, picking up turds. Picking up turds. He's for real. He's like, all we do is pick up dog shit. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we just pick up dog shit. I mean, and this dude's all over the place picking up dog shit, man. Some people just don't like pick up. Do you pick up dog turds, Seth?
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Fuck that. No.
So you pick up for like fish shit, right?
Yeah. We scoop around codfish shit around. Great time.
So fucking this was cool because I don't really know you that well, so it was kind of cool to meet somebody that's listened to the show and like, man, I want to get out here and talk shit with these dudes. You know what I mean? So it would be cool if you come back later on if you'd like. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
I had a great time. Anytime you guys want me, I'd definitely come back on again.
Awesome.
I always like to talk to someone who's in a different field of window cleaning because I don't know a lot of residential guys here because I don't see them. I mean, I see the street guys, but I don't see the residential guy, and it is I like to learn about how you do things. Like, is your receivables high like a commercial company? You get paid on every single job when you're done. You ever have to chase the fucking money? I mean, because those are the things that are in common with what we do or what I do.
Do you have a problem chasing checks on residential work? I mean, most of my residential work usually pays when I'm finished, and if not, the check's in the mail soon after. You know what I mean? But that's just my experience.
Most people pay right on time. TJ, you use Customer Factor?
Yes, I do. I've been using Customer Factor since like its inception. We were one of the first customers they had. I've been using it since the company Clearviews that I work for and then bought has been using, I think, since 2004 or 2005 when it was first out.
Wow,
that's
great.
So I've watched it evolved.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's an accounting software program. Is that what it is?
It's more of like it does everything really. I mean, it's more like you can like schedule your jobs and print your invoice. It does everything for you. It's like
yeah. And they have the credit card feature on there too, right on the invoice when you email it. And a lot of people prepay for the service before I even come out. Yeah. So it's really like a huge benefit.
Yeah, it's cool as shit, man.
Yeah.
It's cool as shit. It's cool as shit. I've been using it forever. And I didn't even know it did that credit card shit. I didn't even. Yeah. I mean, I'm still stuck in the way it was when I first got it. You know what I mean? I still use it the same. It just works good, man. It works. I'm gonna have to check into that credit card thing now. Ooh.
Yeah, dude, check it out. It's awesome. Yeah.
All right, kick ass, Mark.
Hey Seth, I'm starting to hear that accent now that we talked about it.
Oh jeez, yeah. It's subtle. It's subtle. It
goes in and out. I mean, it goes in and out. People say like my cousins from out west, when they talk to me, they say I sound weird. Like, dude, you sound weird. I'm like, how do I sound weird? I don't sound weird to you, do I? I sound normal.
Oh man, I didn't even really notice an accent.
Right now,
my got one, but you don't seem to have one.
Right. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm more civilized than Tim is.
You're more high class.
Yeah, I'm way more classier than Bob Bouquet. Bob Bouquet, I'm way more classier than him. Did you guys see that fucking picture of him with the fucking 5-gallon bucket? Yeah, dude's fucking hilarious. I cannot wait for that shit to come. Dude, it's going to be nice to have Tim back doing them fucking videos, man. Tim had an awesome-ass YouTube channel, man. It sucks that he got snatched on some hoe-ass shit. You hoe-ass bitch. I said it again. I don't care. That dude's a hoe-ass bitch. Bearded.
I hope he gets it back.
Yeah, I hope he does, too.
If he gets it back, all the videos will come back and they're stored somewhere else.
Yeah, but I'm like I said, I'm not one to talk about. He only gives me some of the stuff. Like I just found out that him and Luke had spoke about it. You know what I mean? They had a dialogue back and forth about the channel. So, because I know Tim appealed it. You know what I mean? He was like, Tim ain't going down because Tim. And I'm with him on this. The accusations are just, they're not there. I mean, the dude don't own a patent or a copyright, so he just, it was a dick move. That's too many. I mean, he copyrighted and flagged a video that I shot myself, and Tim uploaded. You know what I mean? So I know there was nothing in there. There was just a dick move. He was mad. Well, you know what I mean? That's all it was. He was mad. And Tim is most likely, if he doesn't get his channel back, Tim's going to start another channel. And we'll just,
Well, are those videos stored somewhere else on a camera or something? Or a computer that you have?
Tim has, if this goes through and he doesn't get his channel back, Tim will lose every video that he had posted, every subscriber. Oh, well over almost 2,000 subscribers lost. Every video he's ever made, even videos that he posted to YouTube of his kids when they were younger, all that shit's gone. He loses every single bit of it on some hoe shit. I said it's some hoe ass shit, man. That was just some hoe shit, dude. Just some schoolgirl shit. I get it though. When you're mad, you do things that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? Your knee-jerk reaction. You know what I mean? And some people deal with being needled, because Tim was needling him. Let's be honest. He was fucking kind of going at him with Bob Bouquet a little bit, But the dude was kind of being a douchebag, and Tim was like, this guy's being a douche to people. I'm gonna be a dick to him. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing. You want to be a dick to people? I'll be a dick to you. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have any interactions with me. They stay away from me for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because I made it quite clear privately and publicly that I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'll just, you know, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You don't like what I'm doing, don't watch me watch TV. You know what I mean? If you, you know, you don't have to listen to me. My opinion is my own. I'm not doing nothing or saying anything that I wouldn't say to your face. And I feel like there's a void out there. Like right now, there's like this movement within the Facebook community and the window cleaning community that if you don't do it the way that we want you to do it, you're a fucking piece of shit and whatever's whatever. There's no alternative. There's no free speech. You can't say this guy charges too fucking much or this guy makes shitty fucking products, but they have no problem doing it themselves. But if you do it to them, they get all in. They're all up in arms. You know what I mean? They're fucking.
Well, here's the thing. People are shitting on products that they've never even fucking tried.
Never even touched.
I saw that today. Said some shit about, what was it about? I don't know. But some guy goes, well, I don't physically have it, but I know it's a piece of shit. No. I mean, come on, man.
That would be just like us saying that the samurai bucket on a belt ain't where the fuck. You know, I've never tried it. I don't know. It you know what I mean? But the only thing, I guess my only criticism of it would be is it's kind of like every other plastic bucket on a belt, just formed a little different. It's still a plastic bucket on a belt. But it may, like I said, I have no idea what it'll do in the field because I don't have one. But, you know, I'm sure that it's a solid product, just not my cup of tea. That's okay to say, but if you're just like, man, that thing's a fucking piece of shit, it ain't where the fuck. You know, I mean, that's just, and I've never touched it, but that's you know, that's it. No, that's not true. But dude,
the opposite side of the coin is this. Unfortunately, because of, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking because the Gunslinger has had a lot of promotion on the Outlaws and with multiple videos and let's be real, Perry is all over it, and I understand why, and Richie Blue's all over it. It's his baby. So you know, here's an analogy. If I told you to go see this movie, this is going to be the funniest movie you're not going to stop laughing. You're going to go in there and so over expect from it that you're going to go, well, you know, maybe Mark, it wasn't that funny. It was funny, but so my point is this: that new bucket on a belt was so hyped, everybody was like, oh, I can't wait to see this thing. And it comes out, and quite truthfully, it just visually it's a letdown, because what's different other than the insert? And look, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying, you know, well, that's what all the hype was. You know what I'm saying?
I think maybe, you know, everybody has their opinions about Outlaw Window Cleaner and us, and that's fine and dandy, but we've been pumping and talking about a product that you guys have been seeing this whole time. You know, it's not been, you know what I mean, the best kept secret in the world, and we kept getting these flashes of this and flashes, you know, Kevin, the window cleaner dude, the guy that grinds glass without a fucking respirator on, showing us the bottom. Jesus Christ, the bottom of the belt, you know what I mean? And we're not seeing the whole thing. So, and he's like, this is going to be this and this is going to be that. And it's, you know, I think they work the expectations up too high, and people are like kind of a little pissed off about that. You know, it's like, dude, this is, I mean, why the fuck were you guys saying this? Why don't you just say, this is what we're building, and people would have respected it for what it was. For what it is, it's, for what it is, you could see Jared put some time into making this, man. You know what I mean? I'm going to buy one and try it out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to buy it from WCR. I'll buy it from Windows 101. I see that it's going up, so I'm going to buy one and check it out. I'm not a complete fucking asshole. You know what I mean? I'm going to try it out and see what it's all about, but you made it out to be like it was the fucking, like we're about to see fucking Optimus Prime, and we got Sidekill from the fucking GoBots. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, I mean, you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about.
Listen, here's the thing. At the end of the day, TJ, who's the guy that made that? What's his name?
Jared.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, that's Jared's investment.
Yes.
Okay? Jared wasn't out there promoting it like it's fucking Optimus Prime.
Right.
So that you got to respect and support Jared.
I do. And that's why I'm giving him my money.
And this actually kind of backfired, and that takes away from Jared, because it's being criticized. It hasn't even had anyone's hands on it yet. Okay. And that's not right, because I can tell you this, to take a product from
ground up
drawing stage into making a mold for an injection system.
Yes, that's not fucking, it's not cheap. And unfortunately, I'm not trying to be too much of a dickhead here, but unfortunately, you had a couple of fucking momos talking about it this whole time and kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
Its image. Now, instead of people just looking at it for what it is, they're attaching those dudes and what they've been saying this whole time. You know what I mean? Because there's some dirty fucking tricks going on there. You know what I mean? Like, they tried to be like, well, you guys are mad because it's made in the USA. No, it was not that. It's not. That's awesome. That's what's the fucking best thing about it, is that it's all made here. I'm an American. That's the best thing that's about it. The problem is the way you guys win about it. You two dudes are a couple of fucking yum-yums, and you went about it the wrong fucking way. Instead of just it being what it was, you tried to make it to be better than something without even touching the thing you're talking about it being better than. And then when it came out, everybody's like, well, wait a minute. You know what I mean? So, wait a minute. This is just this. Why didn't you just say that's what it was? What the fuck, dude? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I'm buying one. I'm going to try it out. I'm sure it'll be a solid Boab. It's going to be better than my Pulex bucket. I could see that from looking at it. You know what I mean? Is it better than the Gunslinger? I can tell you by looking at it. No, it's not. I'm just going to say that. Not because I got a free Gunslinger or anything like that, but I mean, I bought one before I got one. You know what I mean? I bought one the day it went on pre-order. My thing is this. I've been using the Gunslinger, and I could tell by looking at that, no, it's not the same thing. We're talking about two different things here. That's all it is. They shouldn't, I guess, this is my thing. It should not have been compared or built up to match the Gunslinger. That's not what they should have done.
No,
and that's what they did.
It should have been compared to
the other
Unger one. Or the Pulex one.
Yeah, that would have been the smarter approach.
I went into the, where was I when I got that? At one of the, it was some window cleaning thing. I don't think it was the convention. I walked out with a Moorman bucket on a belt, okay? Uh-huh. And they handed it to me, and I'm like, I don't really use this much, but you're giving it to me, hey. And, I mean, to me, okay, who doesn't use it all the time, it's no different than, any of the other ones that I have. I had the green Unger one. Yeah. The only reason I don't use that one is I lost the snap clip because it goes on your belt. Mm-hmm. I only have the bottom part. But my point is this. You can't compare it to something that's 50% different. Okay? Yeah. At the end of the day, they both hold squeegees. But when you bring something out and say it's going to be innovative, well, it's really not enough difference to be innovative, in my opinion, just in seeing the pictures of it. I'm not going to poo-poo. I'm just saying that it was promoted as this is going to be the greatest one. Well, that's just an opinion. It might work for you, it might not work for me. Right. Right. I mean,
right. Some guys are going to get the Gunslinger, and some guys are going to buy a Gunslinger because they don't want that. And that's fucking cool, man. Whatever. But the strategy that the social media dudes, the dudes on the internet, and Seth is on the sidelines, and he don't really say much on there. So maybe his take will be valid here in a few seconds. But the approach they took to it was like this versus this, and as soon as they announced it, it was this versus this. This is going to be so much better, da-da-da-da-da. And it's not, it's much better than the other plastic buckets on a belt, but it's not much better than, because it's two different things to me, in my eyes. It's two different, I mean, you know what I mean? It's the Gunslinger and the Samurai, it's just two different things. The Gunslinger is more of a multi-purpose thing. I mean, it fits all kinds of shit. The Samurai just takes what we have already and just configures it differently so you can carry longer things. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's cool. That's what's cool about it. Don't make it out to be that it's something that it's not. That's the problem. That's what they did.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was just...
I mean, and you don't say nothing about it, Seth. I mean, you watched it from the outside looking in. I mean, how did you make your decision on, you're like, I'm going to buy one of those Gunslingers?
Well, I mean... Well, if you look at it, the Gunslinger's something completely different than what we've always had.
Right.
Or like what I've always had. I mean, I know Mark, we was cleaning windows before there was any of that shit. But
before most of us were alive, you know what I mean? Fucking 1982. This man.
I'm 84.
I'm just kidding.
It's
I cleaned windows before Xbox.
Right. Go ahead, Seth.
It's to me, it's just one is a better version of a bucket on a belt, and then one is a completely other thing. And I can't really say anything. I've seen you use. I've seen a couple other guys, but to me, it looks different. It's probably can solve a lot of issues for me that I run into, and that's the whole reason you buy a tool, right? Why do you buy a table saw? Well, why do you buy anything? It's because you need it for a specific job. And for me, the gunslinger to me looks like it can handle some problems that I have with the traditional bucket on a belt. Right. But the other one doesn't seem to handle that for me personally.
Okay. Yeah, and that was my whole thing with it. Because, when I first tried it out, I was like, well, this looks like, I seen it. I was like, man, that's different. And then I seen how much it was. I was like, okay. And I watched a couple more videos. And then I talked to Tim. And Tim's like, dude, he goes, I'm going to try it. Hopefully I can get you one of these so you could try it out. He goes, because Tim is the one that introduced Richie and Perry to, Tim is the one that made all of this come together essentially. He like, hey Richie, you need to hook up with this guy and see if he can help you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he was like, dude, once you get this thing on you, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been way better than I thought it was gonna be. Seth is Radmobile. And of course Mark is always Radmobile. So this has been a kick-ass podcast. Seth, I want you to come back. And talk some more. I really do. I like you almost already. Yeah. Instantly, within like 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, this fucking dude is cool. So, and Tim wanted to be here. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, that's going to be a good fucking podcast, but he couldn't do it. So, I thought we were going to have 4 tonight, but no. Just the 3 of us.
Oh, no.
Mark, as usual, I appreciate your time. You're my brother from another mother. We are penis friends. Penis friends unite. Bam. So for Mark and Seth, and Tim that can't be here, and Joshua that ain't been here in like 7 years, this is Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, and it was awesome talking to you guys. Okay.
Good meeting you, Seth.
Yeah. Take it easy, fellas.
Yeah, man. You guys stay safe.
Peace.
All right. You too.